Hello and welcome to Chaos to Clarity, the podcast that's your compass to navigate the exciting world of service-based businesses. If you're a determined woman in your current business adventure, striving to conquer the chaos and build your empire, then you are in the right place. I'm your host, Maggie, your go-to business bestie and chaos navigator. I've spent nearly 2 decades in the service-based industry, building a photography business, a yoga studio, and now a thriving coaching practice. I've cracked the code to consistent income without all the chaos and noise. So get ready to increase your business growth, connect with your ideal clients, and find ease in both business and in life. It's time to turn your frustrations into inspiration and your chaos into clarity. So go ahead and grab your coffee, a pen and paper, and let's dive into the journey of building your dream service-based business together. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chaos to Clarity podcast. My name is Maggie. I'm your business bestie and your Chaos to Clarity coach. And today I am going to talk about one of the questions that I get asked the most. And that is, how do I get more coaching clients in the next 90 days? And honestly, it really comes down to just a few things. And the main takeaways here, if you are looking to get more coaching clients in the next 90 days, are going to be these 3 things: consistency, conversations, and content. Those 3 things are going to lead to more coaching clients in the next 90 days. And if you are looking to kind of up your game, right? You're wanting to kind of dig in a little bit deeper. I created a mini course called Viral Conversations That Convert. And I go over a lot of this stuff in that mini course. And I also give you a lot of tips, tricks, all the things. But today I really want to talk about when you are in that mode of how do I get coaching clients in the next 90 days. So yes, consistency, conversations, and content are key, but so are your thoughts, right? So above all, if you are telling yourself or asking yourself, how do I get more clients? We're already kind of in this kind of lack or scarcity mentality. And I would love for you to just reframe that thought, right? How can I get more? I need more. I this, right? Instead of how can I get more, right? Where can I connect better? How can I have better conversations? And as you start to shift that thought from I need to get more coaching clients to I want to connect with more coaching clients, that like psychologically, also maybe subconsciously shifts out of that like scarcity, this is going to be hard and all the things, and moves into the possibility realm, right? It steps out of scarcity and into possibility, because it feels so much more possible for us to be able to connect with rather than, oh, I need to get this thing. I got to get it, right? So as you are shifting your thoughts, think about where and how you want to be consistent. And I know consistency gets a really bad rap, right? When most people hear consistency, they hear, oh my gosh, I have to show up every day for hours and hours and hours. And that is not the truth, okay? So for me, what consistency looks like in my business is making sure that I have a plan for where and what I'm going to post. And I usually create that content. I try to create it once a week or once every other week, right? Sometimes I will just be really in flow, and I'll be able to create a bunch of content all at once. So I try to plan that. And as I was starting to shift into this, I thought, well, I am most creative when I'm most creative, and that is spontaneously, which was not leading to great results, right? I was not connecting with as many people as I wanted, and I was not having the conversations that I wanted, and I certainly wasn't booking the clients that I wanted. So I knew that I needed something different. So I decided that I was going to show up. I was going to write one post 5 days a week and just get super consistent there. And I did that on Facebook, and I have seen the fruits of my labor, right? I have gotten connected to a lot of people, which is great. And my lead pool is large right now, which is so awesome, right? So now I'm working on the conversations piece. But for you, how do you do this faster, right? How can you fast track it so you're not like lost in the abyss, right? Because if there's one thing that is amazing about coaching, it's this. So if you are one of my coaching clients, just say for instance, right? I've done the thing that you want to do. Now, it may have taken me, we'll say 6 months, right? But for you, it might only take you, maybe it takes you 3 months, because I can tell you all the things that I tried, how they worked for me, and then you can start trialing them and see where they work and don't work for you. And often you can shift and change much faster, so you'll see results so much sooner. And that is just such an amazing piece. That's such an amazing piece of coaching, right? Because you are often getting coached by someone who's gone through the things that you are going through, and they can help you, and their experience often guides you quicker, right? So in order to connect with more coaching clients in the next 90 days, figure out your consistency. And consistency doesn't just include posting on social media. You might only post 2 or 3 things a week, but here's the key. And here's where people get caught up in the rush of things, right? They think, oh my gosh, I have to show up on every single platform multiple times a day, multiple days a week, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't. And I would even argue that showing up on 1 or 2 platforms is probably going to be your best bet. Why? Because there are millions and millions of users on any given platform. Okay, so on any given platform, if there are a million people on that platform and you are wanting to connect with, let's say, 1,000 of them, right? 1,000 of those people are in your ideal client avatar, and we'll say 3% of them are ready to buy. So out of those 1,000 people, that's 30 people, which that's a lot of people, right? 30 people, like for me in my one-on-one coaching program, 30 people would fill my calendar for probably 2 years. Okay, if you're in a group coaching program, that would be a little different, but still, when you get into the group coaching world, that tends to, sometimes things get a little broader. So when you're looking to connect with your coaching clients, figure out where you want to be consistent, how many days a week you want to show up with your posts, and then I highly, highly, highly recommend getting in the comment section, not only on your posts, but on other people's posts. Now, why do I recommend this? Because the more you show up, right, the more people start to see your stuff, the more the algorithm is going to start to push your stuff to the top. And you're going to get people saying, oh my gosh, I see you everywhere. You're everywhere. That is something that if I had $1 for every person who said that sentence to me, I see your stuff everywhere, I would be filthy rich, right? Because it's true. I have learned how to kind of hack the algorithm. And I know I'm not the only one, right? It's not an overly difficult thing to do. But I had to be consistent. And when I tapped into consistency and what I wanted my consistency to look like, that is when I saw results. So if you are looking to get visible, if you're looking to connect with more clients, that is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you are consistent. Figure out what that looks like. Write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, and start to follow that. When you follow that, right, you're going to figure out a couple of things. Number one, you're going to figure out, yes, this works. No, this doesn't. If it does work, great, keep doing it, right? Maybe your posting schedule is, 3 times a week on Facebook, and you're going to show up in 5 Facebook groups. Okay, you're going to show up 3 days a week in a post, with a post in those 5 groups, and then you're going to connect in that Facebook group 5 days a week, right? Whatever platform you are on, and I'm just taking Facebook for example because that's the one I've been working with recently. Okay, so on Facebook, I show up in, I think, 5 to 7 groups almost daily. Okay, some posts do really great, other posts don't. Sometimes I post something and a week later it starts to gain traction, okay? But here's the thing. Just because some of my posts aren't gaining traction doesn't mean I'm not showing up, right? I've also done some research in those groups to make sure that my ideal client is in there, right? Are there coaches in there? Are they women? Are they looking to grow their business, right? Things like that. That is part of my target market. So when you develop your consistency, figure out what it is you want to do. I highly recommend engagement, offer, value posts, and going live. Now, going live could be on your Facebook, right? On your Facebook wall. It could be on your Instagram wall. It could be wherever you want it to be, right? But you have to figure out what that looks like for you. Now, I will say some people can just throw caution to the wind and show up whenever. But I will also say, if you want to streamline your results, if you want more coaching clients in the next 90 days, consistency is key. Now, don't burn yourself out, right? That is also another common misconception, is that I have to be online 24/7. No, you do not. Okay, I spend maybe an hour or 2 hours at max on Facebook. And that includes posting, that includes getting in the comment section, and that also includes some Messenger. Okay, so as you are figuring out your consistency, make sure you're planning time to post, make sure you're planning time to engage, and make sure you're planning time to connect, right? And then next, on how do you get more coaching clients in the next 90 days? Conversations. This is going to be a hill that I die on. Get in the comment section, please. Please do not leave all of that money on the table. I cannot even tell you how many people leave so much money in the comment section. The comment section is going to be your best friend, right? You are going to be able to connect with people the quickest. You're going to be able to figure out, are they my ideal client or are they not? You're going to be able to do that very quick. Now, if you are curious about how I have been able to do this so quickly, I created the mini course, Viral Conversations That Convert. And I get into all of this stuff in that mini course. So I go over consistency, I go over conversations, and I go over content in there. That is going to be one of the best resources for you to opt into in order to really streamline and start to connect with more clients. So in your conversations, that includes the DMs, but it also includes the comment section. So make sure you are answering comments in and on your posts. And then from there, you can also, and I also suggest that you get into the comment section on other people's posts. Now, I do not mean hijack the post from someone else, right? But there is nothing wrong with you contributing to the conversation. And that is where I want you to get really insightful, right? What are your ideal clients asking, and are you answering them? Right? If you see a post with people asking questions and, putting comments down and doing all that stuff, can you provide some information from your standpoint that is going to make people say, oh, wow, yeah, that person really knows what they're talking about. They are, I don't want to say a guru, but they are the expert in that field. And how can you really stand out among them? So the comment section is really a place where it's kind of like you're ringing the doorbell, or you're knocking on the door, or, you're calling someone, right? That's where the connection starts. That's where it goes from ice cold to maybe lukewarm, right? So consistency, conversations in the comments. And then, especially if it's on a post that you posted, right, and someone's commenting something, you have every right to hop into that person's DM and say, hey, thanks for commenting on my recent post in XYZ group or on my wall. I really value your opinion. I'm so grateful that we're connected here. How are you today? Right? And it's not a connection of like, here, buy my thing. It's a connection of, hi, how are you? I hope you're good. Right? Like, I hope all is well. I would love to know more about you. It's an inquiry into that other person. So you're building the know, like, and trust factor. You're moving into seen, heard, and understood. So next, how do you get more coaching clients in the next 90 days? Content. Now, content comes last on this list for a reason, because you have to develop your consistency plan first. You have to figure out what is ideal for you. How often do you want to be showing up? Where do you want to be showing up? Right? Choose one or two places to show up. And if you're on more than one platform, that's fine. But also, if you are spreading yourself too thin, you have to look at that. Like, how much time do you really want to be spending on social media? If it's not a lot, you need to figure out a way to be consistent so that people will want to come off of social media and go into your other realm. And that might look like something like having them sign up for your email newsletter list. It might look like having them opt into a challenge that's offline. It might look like a lot of things, but you essentially need to figure out what that thing is and what you want them to do. Now, if you're wanting them to go from a social media platform to somewhere off of social media, like to your email newsletter, right? Or to your blog or to your podcast, so on and so forth, you really have to be diligent in what you're doing, so that it gives them a really, really good reason to come off of that platform. So knowing what you want out of the interaction is crucial. So conversations come second, because you can talk all day long, right? You can talk to tons and tons of people. You can connect on wherever you want, right? In the comment section, even before you start posting. Okay, knowing what you're talking about comes second to consistency, because you could be in a networking meeting. You could be in the grocery store. You could be in an in-person networking meeting. Okay, you could be getting interviewed by a local newspaper. Okay, and there are tons and tons of other ways. You could be giving a webinar. You could be wherever doing other things. Okay. So then content comes third, because you've got to have your consistency plan. You need to start having conversations. And then the content comes next. You have to show your expertise. Now, whether that's a blog or a podcast or social media or email marketing or Pinterest, whatever that is. Your content, you want your content to be bingeable. You want your content to be something that people are like, ooh, I can't wait to, do more of this. I can't wait to read more. I want more of this content. So when you have these three things, consistency, conversations, and content all in one place, right? All going on, all happening. This is priming you to connect with more clients. So as you have these conversations, as you have these connections, you then get to turn those connections and conversations into clients, right? That's the next step. If you're going to connect with more clients, if you want to sign more clients in the next 90 days, have a consistency plan. Understand how many people do you want to sign up, right? If you want 1 to 2 people to sign up per month, so in the next 90 days, you want 3 to 6 people to sign up with you. You need to be having at least 10 Zoom calls or, sales calls per month if you're going to have a 20% booking rate. Okay. And that means you need to be having 50 conversations, like initial conversations each month, nurturing conversations each month, which winds up being like 2 to 5 conversations per day. Now, whether you are nurturing a lead or connecting with a new lead, that counts in there. And each day, I would argue with you, and I would tell you, I tell all my clients, make 1 offer per day. Offer to get on a sales call with people, or clarity call, or coffee call, or whatever it is that you want to call that call. Let's be honest, let's call a spade a spade. If you're getting on a call with someone, you're probably going to sell them on something, right? So I think, understanding and knowing what it is that you want, you have to get really, really clear on what it is you want to do. Do you want these people to be signing up for a program? Do you want them to be collaborations? What do you want to do? And if you are, again, wanting to sign more clients in the next 90 days, understand what it is you are selling, right? Be so in love with your offer that you can't stop talking about it, that you're so excited to talk more about your offer, about your program. And people are going to feel that energy, right? I know I talk a lot about human design and I talk a lot about some wooey things, but even if you set all of that stuff aside, if you are excited about what you're offering, people are going to feel that. If you're excited when you're creating your content, people are going to feel that, right? People aren't going to want to get on the phone with someone who doesn't know what they are talking about. So keep that in mind. If you're not really in love with your offer, if you're just kind of like, meh, about your offer, no one's probably going to book a call with you, okay? But when you are talking about something and you can't stop talking about it, people are going to turn their heads and they're going to be like, oh, dang, I want some of that. And that can be translated through your content. So yes, I say consistency, conversations, and content, and content is on the bottom, but really you could probably see these 3 things as, what is that? I think a Venn diagram, right? With the 3 circles, and then in the middle, you would have consistency, conversations, content, and then in the middle would be clients. Because the more consistent you are, again, and I say consistency with an asterisk behind it because you have to figure out what consistency looks like to you. If you're not getting the results you want, right, but you're also only showing up for like an hour a day, 3 days a week, it's going to take longer. If you're showing up every day for an hour per day, it's probably going to take a little less time. If you're showing up every day, multiple times per day, right? Whether that is dropping a post or connecting in the comments or what have you, you're probably going to see results quicker and quicker and quicker, right? So when people talk about, the elusive like 10K months or, the elusive 100K years, and some people are sitting back going, but how? This is how. Consistency and conversations and probably content. That's how you grow any business. You have to be consistent. You have to have conversations and tell people that you're open, available, and willing to work with people. If you don't tell them that, they're probably not going to know that you have openings. So keep that all in mind. And then as you are getting more consistent, having more conversations, creating your content, understand that it also takes time. Don't get discouraged, right? It took me like 6 months to get really consistent and really visible on Facebook. And now I am all over the place and I have interactions every day. So when I say have 2 to 3 conversations per day, I'm probably having 5 to 7 new conversations with new potential clients every single day. But that has taken some time to get that going. Now, like I said before, luckily for you, I created the Viral Conversations That Convert mini course, and that will really help you streamline and understand what it is that you are wanting to do and how to take what you're doing to the next level. So as always, if this resonated with you, I would absolutely love to hear your feedback, your thoughts. Let's connect in my DMs on Instagram. You can find me at Maggie Lynn Coaching. And I would absolutely love and adore if you liked, shared, commented, reviewed, all the things. That definitely helps me keep going. It helps me know that I am going in the right direction. And I love hearing your feedback, and I hope you have an amazing day.